camera today. I thought I would wear this in memory.
This is my shirt. So this is my shirt from 1992-93 season. We posted a picture this week of actually me wearing this exact shirt on the racecourse pitch when we got promoted. I would 10? Have been 12.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forget what.
No, I was 11.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was 11. Yeah.
I'm 42. No, I'm not 42. I'm 41.
Anyway, shut up because this is absolutely pointless. So half time in the Wrexham Crewe game. Obviously, we're 2-0 up. A decent first half, to be honest. So quite a bit of incident. A little bit of a fiery McLean. Two decent goals as well. And I'm getting close to my prediction, to be honest. What was I? 3-0?
3-1. Oh, I don't know, 3-0. I don't know, I can't remember.
Sort that out. I know I'm doing quite well. Kiro R.I. said, what a start, action, drama, suspense. It's been great, hasn't it?
You've got to love McLean, haven't you? He always brings it. Always brings a show.
Ooh, Cleberson Gomez Costa, Far de Brazil. I'm not sure what that, but yeah.
Something,
okay.
the Brazil. Up the Brazil, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Sire561 said 44.
44? Are you saying that I look 44?
Oh!
Are you saying I look 44? Oh my God. Right, block him.
Charles said the second goal in response was incredible. I quite like the celebrations, you know me. I quite like a little bit of a fiery celebration as well, just taunting the other fans. Peter said less complaining, more defending would have done the trick for Crewe. Yeah, probably. Jason, a lot to unpack from the end of the half there. Yeah, there was quite a bit going on, wasn't there? Really, but look, it's all going well for us. We got Luke Young in for George Evans. George Evans, as Sean put it in the first half, tweaked something.
Well, I don't know. Last Saturday was a blur, so I think he hurt himself a little bit. He's obviously just come back from injury, hasn't he? So
yeah, he has.
I think they're maybe taking a few precautions to make sure he's fit for next Saturday.
Does anyone think this sort of feels like Luke Young's lap of honour a little bit? Like a little bit of a wave to the crowd as you leave? And perhaps maybe he might be captain next week as well, or he's going to get some minutes next week as sort of like a bit of a swan song, maybe? Don't know. Sire561 just replied and said, no, I'm 44. So there we go. So we're quite similar age. I get what you're saying now. Yes. He also said, Ryan, do you think our tactics will hold up in League One, or thinking a change in formation? I've been thinking about this quite a bit recently. I knowing Parky the way that I do from previous appointments that he's had at different clubs, the likelihood that he's going to change, I think, is
0-0.
Yeah, it's quite small. I don't think he's gonna. He likes playing this way. He's always played this way. I can't really see much change in that regard. Will our tactics hold up? I think it very much depends.
Are you talking about in League One?
Yes, I've read the question that it is in front of us there, and I am answering that.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think so. I think as I sort of talked about on the podcast this week, when we play better teams who like to play the ball around, we sort of get sucked into doing that as well, and we're actually really good at that. When we get the ball down and we pass it into midfield and we move it wide and we switch it from flank to flank, we're very good at that. When we struggle is when we get sucked into the other team's game, where we're just hitting long balls all the time. That seems to be when we struggle. So I think you'd have to assume that moving up into League One, where the calibre of team is better, not in all cases, like Shrewsbury, for example, crap. But if you if you are playing better teams, that you get drawn into more of a game of football as opposed to a game of, head tennis, hoofing long balls forward. So I do think League One will suit us better than League Two or the National League has, in the way that we like to play. And hopefully we'll, long may it continue. I
Third time
don't know.
lucky. I can't read that. Mertland. Love Luke Young playing. I agree. I love Luke Young. Ever since we started this podcast, I've always been an advocate of Luke Young. So if he does leave at the end of this season, I'd be very emotional.
Kiro said that was his feeling as well about Luke. I'm assuming that he means about Luke, but yeah. So I get the feeling that he is going to get some minutes before he waves goodbye, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I think it depends. We've obviously been going in for midfielders. We were in for a midfielder at the end of the transfer window in January. That didn't come off. There were rumours that Luke was going to go if we did get a midfielder in. That didn't happen, so Luke stayed. I'm not saying that is 100% the case, but you'd have to feel if we do go in for a couple of new midfielders that potentially Luke would be the one to sort of give way. Eagleman Soccer wearing a recent version of the same shirt here in Vegas. Must be a lucky one. Definitely has been for me over the years.
I like it. I think it's nice. I like it.
It is. Ben, what a great first half. Finally got to watch it live with my lad, but rubbish they didn't get sent off for taking out old Mr. Any Position McLean.
I love him in any position.
Sire said Luke's done this year, sorry. Dusty passing from the back as good as we've seen all season. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. We're playing against Crewe. They like to get the ball down and they like to pass it around a little bit. They're not well known for a long ball sort of style. And when teams do that, we like to break it down and we like to do the same thing. And I think it's it works in our favour. John. Could be with Luke. Be nice if he started next week too. I think he probably will, John. If I'm honest, if he does start next week, I think that's the nail in the coffin. If he starts next week, I think, to be honest. Koatar, I have a feeling Luke is leaving at the end of the year. Blair said, I love the first half, celebrating my daughter's 20th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. You think we can get 18 more goals in the second half to match her age?
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe. I'm going to go with no, though, so probably. Peter, if we press like we did last couple of games, I don't care about the formation. Yeah, that's true. Kiro said, yeah, about Young. Andrew... I think the big difference in League One will be our need to tighten up the ship, quicker movement, faster pace, all that jazz. Definitely will. Yeah, I agree, but I think it's quite hard to judge at the moment because we're basically judging how we're going to fare in League One on the squad that we've currently got. And you can sort of see a few frailties and how maybe that, we might fall down. I think what you've got to bear in mind, there's probably going to be 5 out, 5 in, maybe at least, maybe more during the summer, which is going to create a different dynamic, better quality of player coming in, faster feet, better vision. So it's quite hard to judge at the moment, is what I'm trying to say.
Chris Williams, with this talking about playing better teams next year, do you think it's worth risking a long-term injury to a player under contract for next year? Isn't that short-sighted for a rivalry win?
No, it's all about beating your local rivals, even if everybody gets injured. No, I get your point, Chris. I do. I think it's one of them where it's weighing it up. The fans wouldn't allow Parky to put anything else than a strong team out today because it's Crewe. They're 28 miles away, local rival. You want to stick it to them regardless of what happens. And maybe it's maybe it is a slight risk, and maybe you might see some changes earlier than normal in the second half. I don't know, really. It depends what the mentality is. If they want to push on and secure second place, because they're more bothered about second place than they are third, maybe it's a fact that it's a local rival and it's a derby, and you want to make sure that you're winning these games for the fans who've been there for them all through the season. It depends on the mentality, really. Me, I'm happy it's a strong team, and I really want to beat Crewe. So, David Neal, Ryan, I care if we are runner-up rather than third place. Looks better on the Wrexham CV. Yeah, David, I do agree with that. I get that mentality of it. It does look better for us if we were second than if we were third. But I'm not sure I would be... I'm not sure how bothered I'd be if we were third over second. It's obviously in Mansfield's hands to claim second, but just keep pushing and keep playing. They look like they're really enjoying it today, which is something...
Pressure's off, isn't it?
Yeah, pressure's off, and they look like they're really enjoying it. So, yeah.
Maybe McLean's enjoying it too much.
Yeah, Sire has said, another one, let's assume we don't get Arthur. Rob is a free agent. Mark is free. Does McNicholas start? No, I don't think so. And that's not me being awful. I'm quite dubious of whether Arthur's going to stay or not. I think I'm leaning more towards him getting a better offer elsewhere than him staying.
Who, Arthur?
Arthur, yeah. I can't see Rob staying because of how long he has been he's been injured for. Mark, I've got a sneaking suspicion will retire. Yeah. So McNicholas, I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough of him, but
he played well when we played Port Vale.
He did, but my guess would be we would go out there and buy a recognised, regularly starting goalkeeper who's played every game this season, as opposed to someone who's just been a backup keeper. That's my guess. Mohammed Francis, who's your favourite player in the Wrexham team?
McLean.
McLean?
At the moment, it's McLean. I love him. I think but I know that's controversial for a lot of people.
Is it?
Well...
No one watching this, I don't think.
No, but yeah, no, I just think I just like him in all positions.
It's quite hard to look past Mullin, I think, to be honest, Mohammed. But I think if I was going to look
boring
away,
though, that, innit?
Yeah, probably. I do really like Barney, but I suppose George Evans for me. I think I see a lot of the stuff that George Evans does. You know, that's maybe not necessarily on the ball stuff. You know, a lot of his movement, a lot of the way he finds space and all that sort of stuff. We'll rifle through these. Chaz, I think Parky's going to sub out McLean at the half. Maybe, but I don't know. It'd be funnier to leave him out there, wouldn't it? See what happens.
What's he going to do? Get banned for the last game?
Yeah. John, plus Moles still has a chance at his golden boot. Yeah, 100%. We need to keep feeding him and seeing if we can do that. I think, I mean, if I was a betting man, I think you got to go with Macaulay Langstaff on that one. But while there's a chance, isn't there? Chris Wilms, if you could resign one of our resign, sorry. One of our free agents other than Arthur for next season, who would you choose? I'm a massive Aaron Hayden fan, so for me, I think it would have to be him. But the thing is, it's not going to happen because there's
too much injury,
too many injury problems. So it's I'd love if Aaron Hayden was fit all the time. He is a League One defender, hands down, any day of the week. But he's just too injury prone, and that's the big problem for me. But
we've got James McLean. He's his contract is up at the end of this season.
He'll get resigned.
He's got an option of an extension. So, but if that wasn't the case, McLean. Oh, Fletcher as well.
Yeah. Bumblebee said woohoo McLean. Jay Gibbo, if you had to sell Mullin now, how much would you want? $100 million. I don't know. I think
it's a difficult one, that isn't it? I don't think we are going to sell him ever.
No, we're not, and I can't imagine him wanting to move anywhere. But it's very difficult because a player in this league isn't going to command a lot of a fee. You probably, so it is quite difficult to answer that question. I'd want as much as I could possibly get, I think. Look, the
Second half started.
the second half's just started, so we'll see you at full time. So please join us at full time, and we'll have another chat then.